YouTube, what's the word? It's your boy Bucks checking in, man. Today we got some NBA 2K25 news for y'all. Some gameplay that we got. We're gonna watch our boy Joe Knows. He drops a pretty tough informational video. That video is 30 minutes. I don't think I must record the whole 30 minutes. But we're gonna definitely skip to the key points and get to everything that y'all need to know. But before we get into that, yo, drop a like, share, subscribe, do whatever you gotta do. Hit the noties. Get your boy up there, man. Come on, the shirt. My shirt is OD wrinkled right now, but we not worried about that right now. That's not what we here for. I just woke up, chill.
New dribbling system including speed boosting. We've got the new go-to shots that can lead to some insane greens. We've got the shot rating you need to green consistently. We've got the mid-range game covered for all you midi magicians out there. We've got the new rhythm shooting system. And for all you slashers, we've got a detailed meter dunking breakdown. We're gonna cover the all-new shot contest system, and for all the centers, we cover the standing dunks and the paint mash. We've got Devin Booker floaters, we've got scoopers, everything you need to know about layups. We've got everything from paint defense to perimeter bumps to bump steals. Lockdown, stay tuned. Of course, we're gonna break down post scoring, and spoiler alert, it's really good again. We've got ankle breakers, blowout dribbles, Patty Mills jump shot. Everything you want to know about NBA 2K25 is in this video. Drop a like. Let's get it to 10,000 likes, and let's get into it. And let's talk about dribbling. Okay, there was a lot of things floating around the internet about how you could not speed boost on this game. I don't know. Listen, y'all gotta be careful who you can speed boost on 2K25. Okay, let's chill. You can.
This is why I watch specific YouTubers, bro.
Absolutely.
A lot of them be talking nonsense.
While to figure out how to speed boost out
Joe knows what he's
every
talking about.
single move on the game.
Joe knows, bro.
Just like 2K24, in the beginning of the game, nobody could speed boost out of stuff. People were spamming Magic Johnson crossover for like 2 months, right? It took us a while. People thought you had to have Kyrie Irving dribble style to speed boost. And then we realized, okay, you got to do a hezzy out of each dribble, and then you can burst cleanly. It's going to be something like that along the lines for 25 as well. We just got to find the sauce. People like Young Dirk and Closer a lot more dribble labbing than me. I just tested it a little bit. I speed boosted with Aaron Fox, with John Morant, with LeBron James.
It's not too glitchy.
And for those of you that were also wondering, LeBron hotback is back. You still get the big hotback, and for the small guards, I mean, Chris Paul's got the same thing. So LeBron hotback is back. You're gonna be doing it. The combos, the quick little combos that like Steph Curry has to like dance behind the screen, and John Morant right there to like get into the mid range. They felt pretty smooth, pretty clean. I lapped up a little bit. You know, you could spam like the jaw aggressive combo breakdown. And I chained together some decent little moves.
You could spam that now, straight crazy.
The big players almost moved better.
24, they only let you do it like once.
Like, I'm speed boosting with De'Aaron Fox. Like, no
L2 cancel.
And this was me labbing for like 5 to 10 minutes. You know, so that whole thing people were tweeting, oh, there's no speed boosting. I don't know what these people. I don't know if they played the same game as me, but you see the cross launch on the crossover right there. Little like quick, I guess, kind of quick stop pull up. The Magic crossover into like the John Wall crossover to the hoop right here. There's definitely going to be some ways to get open. We just gotta, 20 minutes of labbing the demo game at Community Day is not enough. It's going to take a little while. You see the John Wall snatchback from last year. There's a lot of ways that we're going to figure out.
That's what I be telling y'all, bro. Y'all listening to these people who haven't even played the game yet or gave the game enough time to know what's good.
100%. Just like every other year, we gotta lab it up. We gotta find out the best SIGs. We're using NBA players. NBA players, even a Kyrie Irving, De'Aaron Fox, a Trae Young, they do not have optimized SIGs.
None of that compares to a my player.
A couple good SIGs, but they don't have like your my player where you have one of the best animations in every category. They might have 1 or 2 or 3 good dribble moves in their package of whatever it is, 10 dribble moves, let's say. While your my player has 10 good animations. All animations you have are good and give you clean bursts and clean movement. These guys are, they're NBA players. They have their actual SIGs. Some of them are trash. Some of their SIGs are trash. It's a bug almost hit in the eye. Some of their SIGs are trash every year, right? So let's relax. I think we're going to be fine. Just like at the beginning of 24, it felt stiff, it felt slow. Nobody could figure out how to move cleanly and speed boost. And like I said, people were spamming Magic Johnson crossover for like a month or two. We're going to figure it out. When it comes to Steezo, Steezo's going to go
Let's
crazy
get
in this
past
game.
this a little bit, because
After testing normal and high risk, and all these options, everyone's going to play on high risk. Like, everyone that plays the game and is, I'd say, average to above average, unless you have bad Wi-Fi, you're going to play on high risk, because it gives you more control over whether you green or not. And shooting on high risk, as you're going to see, even with low 3-point ratings, I was still able to score. So here's what I was talking about. You see, I have it set to high risk reward.
I don't want to see no meters.
Shot timing profile.
I don't want to see no meters.
And I'm using Ja Morant here. The difficulty is on Hall of Fame, and we're going to go in and we're going to check out Ja's 3-point rating. It is a 78 3-point rating, and I did go look at his badges after. He has no limitless range, so not even bronze limitless range. He's got a few shooting badges, if I remember correctly, but I just looked to see if he had limitless. It's on Hall of Fame, and this is using Ja's jump shot base with no jump shot boost. I don't think he had any 3-point hot zones, and I was still able to just green. So in my opinion, if you're not using high risk, high reward, you're going to be at an extreme disadvantage, especially when you play against other good players. Like I said, unless you have bad Wi-Fi or something, you're going to be on that high risk. Now, the next thing I wanted to test was limitless range. It's on Hall of Fame, and I'm shooting from the logo. Steph has Hall of Fame limitless range. So, this year you can get legend limitless range, but no NBA players that we played on had legend badges. So I wasn't able to test any legend badges. But as you can see, I can shoot from basically the center circle with Hall of Fame limitless. Now, Steph does have a 99.3, but he only has half limitless. So it's going to be interesting to see what that legend limitless is like. Let's move on. All right, let's talk about the new stick shooting. Okay, obviously we've read about it. Now this is it in action. Basically, it gives you two timings. It gives you a feedback on the first initial push of the stick.
Let me fix this.
A second reading at the bottom that talks about your tempo. Now, if you green both the timing and the tempo, you make it every time from what I saw. If you green one or the other, you make it a decent amount of the time. But as you see in the screenshot, you got the timing and the tempo, and right here I got great timing, great tempo, so they're both green. You make the shot every time from what I saw. But the main problem I think is going to come with this is, let's look at the two situations. First of all, catch and shoot. When you're catching and shooting using the stick shooting, it seemed like there was a slight delay, like there was a little bit of a hitch in terms of how fast you could get the shot off. And maybe I was just doing it wrong because it was the first time playing the game, but even people that I talked to, they kind of said they felt like they could shoot much quicker. Like, you could instantly shoot the ball if you shot with the button on catch and shoots. And there was that slight hitch, slight delay using the stick, which obviously is going to lead to your shot getting contested more because you can't get the shot off as quickly. The other situation besides catch and shoot is dribbling. And obviously it's something new, and I was only experimenting with it for a few minutes on this demo version of 2K25, but to go from comboing dribble moves to then shooting with the stick, it felt very awkward, and maybe that's just because it's new. If I had to guess whether people are going to use it or not, I would say majority of people will not use this. Kind of like the shot aiming back in 2K21. I think it was 2K21 if y'all remember that. I feel like it's going to kind of be like that. You'll get a few people experimenting with it, but for the most part, people are going to stick with that.
I'm going to just use the button with high risk,
especially with the high risk option. I just feel like it was so consistent, even with that. Even with Ja Morant, with the 78 ball. Like, imagine, our my players with much higher ratings, with jump shot boost, with hot zones, lethal zones, etc., etc. Y'all, you guys understand what I'm saying. The one situation I think I could see people potentially using the stick shooting is on fades. Now, these clips are from my boy Swag. He was testing it out, and he said it felt really good when he was just kind of running to the side and shooting like a mid-range fade. So maybe people will use that. He said he would kind of experiment with it more and consider it. Well, for someone like me who's
shot meter don't look bad though.
I don't see myself really comboing up and creating space and then using the stick to shoot. So experiment with it as you want. I'll probably test it out a little bit more, but I think I'm just going to be shooting with the button on that high risk, high reward. Go-to shots. These are actually pretty cool. How effective will they be? I'm not sure. And did they soup up the green window on these? I don't know, because I was greening reds and yellows on these like crazy, and yes, this is on Hall of Fame. That is a very tight red coverage that we're going to get into shortly. on Hall of Fame difficulty over Michael Jordan, who has straight Hall of Fame defensive badges.
She's like they turned down the difficulty overall.
Greened another
if
red
he's greening these on Hall of Fame,
Chris Middleton. So the go-to
like
shots. The reason
AI,
I like them is just
may
because
have
they look
tweaked
really,
the
really
AI
nice. Aesthetically, they are very
to be
pleasing.
lower
They
than
look
the previous
very,
years.
like they literally, as a fan
For
of the
instance,
NBA,
like,
they look just
Hall
like
of Fame in
the player movements
2K16
from real life. Now, some of them
and
are a
Hall of
little
Fame
slow
and
and they don't create a lot of
2K20
space.
is two different Hall of
So I don't know
Fames,
how
like
much people
2K21
actually
or
use
whatever the
them
case.
in like
Like
online
as the years
gameplay.
progressed,
But the one thing that is
AI
good about
got
these,
smarter,
as,
the tendencies
we read in
was
the
higher,
website
whatever
report,
the
if you
case.
watched that video or
So,
read about it yourself,
they may have
can,
reverted back
at
to
any
like
moment,
the
out of those combinations,
easier,
you can
like,
speed boost
AI
out of it.
difficulty.
You can also at
I
any
don't know.
moment, as you let's say you go tween, behind the back, tween, pop. At any moment in that sequence, you can do a different dribble move. So let's say I go tween, behind the back, tween, and then I want to just do like an escape and run right. I can escape and run
dribbling
right
looks
at any
tough
moment
this year.
within that whole sequence. And
The fact
that's
that you
like the
can just
shot
break out of
canceling
these moves like this,
feature that they were talking about, and I was a
cancel
little skeptical
out,
because I was
that's
like, well,
gonna be
on this
like-
on past 2Ks,
yeah, that's
you
gonna
could
be
shot cancel, like you do a
huge
hop
for
jumper, you
that.
just don't shoot it, right? You do a hop jumper and then just like run out of it. But it was much smoother like this.
The fact that you can shoot out of these hops,
We'll have to experiment with it. I'm sure everyone's gonna find like the one or two
There's gonna be a
good,
lot
like,
of clips.
signature
People gonna be on a lot of
go-to
TikTok
shot that
clips,
creates
man.
a ton of space or allows you to like really hop away and then like combo out of that and get to the basket or whatever. You know, people are always gonna find like the most effective
video,
ones.
y'all. Hold on.
Same as for standing dunks.
With SpotMe, I can
get to the
overdraft
dunking
up to
aspect.
$200 fee-free.
Install the Chime
Nah,
app
these
today.
ads is killing me. Joe gotta get his bread though.
We're gonna get into in a second. So I guess it's gonna be a lot of trial and error on what's a good take and what's like super greenable. The one thing I will say is going against smaller play, like Ja dunking on a guard, definitely felt a lot easier as I miss one on Dinwiddie. The one thing I will say is the opponent, the defender mattered. For example, like trying to dunk on Draymond felt a lot more difficult than trying to dunk on a guard, like a Kyrie Irving or something.
That's the way it should be.
It definitely felt like the defender's attributes and badges mattered more than it did on 24, which overall is a good thing. I think that makes sense. But like I said,
That's a
without being
great
able to
thing.
see the green window, you really don't know what's a good or a bad take. It's going to be a lot of trial and error. Did it still feel good? Absolutely. Let's get into shot contests. So they took away percentages. And from what I understand, there won't be percentages in the real game either. So there's wide open, I think there's open, and then there's light pressure, which is a yellow contest, and then there's tight, which is a red contest. And then another degree that I saw was very tight, but it was also red colored, so I'm assuming it's just like obviously a heavier
Like a
contested
heavy
tight
contested.
shot. But we don't know like how much more of an effect that has. Now, the bigger question I have is some of these shot contest systems. So I just have two examples here because I don't want to go on and on for hours and hours, but check this out. Okay, KD pulls up, it's a light pressure, okay, shooting it over Brook Lopez. Now let's check out this MJ fade over Dwayne Wade. That's a red. So let's break this picture down. I froze it at the release point of both of their jump shots. If you see the first one on the left with Dwayne Wade, I reached. I'm the defender in this situation. I tried to like get a strip
On the left
animation or
side, he
something like that.
completely
So
has
there
his
is
hands
no
down, too.
hand even above Michael Jordan's waist at the time of him releasing that fade.
I don't get it.
And I got a red contest. Now on the flip side over here with Kevin Durant, Brook Lopez contested this shot pretty damn well. Like his hand is all the way up basically by Durant's
Nah,
wrist.
he ain't contest that.
Almost right by his hand.
KD
It
told-
might be like one of those.
It should- it should- it should have effect on the height.
High five the defender as you
Like,
release
your
the
height should
ball.
have
Like,
effect on
he's right there,
players
and that's a
contested ball.
yellow. So that makes me think maybe
he's not really
Dwayne
there.
Wade's
That's like a
perimeter is much
slight
higher
contest.
than Brook Lopez's. Maybe his challenger is much higher, or is it going to go back to contests where it just really depends on where you're standing? Like if you're in the hitbox, the hitbox probably isn't the right term, but you understand what I'm saying. If you're like right up against the
contest
defender,
system's
even without a
whack
hand up,
if
is
it's
it going to
like
be a
that.
red this
You
year?
don't have to have your
I'm gonna
hands
be
up.
honest, the jump shot that KD's taking looks a hell of a lot more contested than the one that Michael Jordan's taking. And like I said, the Jordan contest was a red, and the KD contest was a yellow.
Only difference is,
I'm
like,
not really sure about this. I'm not really sure.
He's actually
Obviously, online
touching
gameplay will be
Jordan,
the
like,
ultimate
he's
determining
making
factor
contact
of,
with
like,
Jordan.
How we feel about shot contests, but this
Either
was
way,
just something
both
that
of
I
these are
noticed
not
when I was going
contesting
back
me,
over all the
honestly.
gameplay that I had, and I was like, man.
Like,
that looks
neither of
way
them
more
are really
contested than
there
the
in
other
both
one.
pictures.
And the other one registered as a red, so I'm not really sure how I feel about shot contests, and I can't really give you guys a good answer on if it's better, worse, or the same, or whatever the case may be, as opposed to 24. So this is one, my bad. I'm just showing you the example. I can't give you an answer on this one. So let's talk about them taking away the percentages real quick. Immediately my brain goes, man, like, there's a big difference between a 6%
I'm
yellow
not
pin.
worried about the percentages. Hold up.
But the animation is still in the game. I didn't test it for too long, so I just got a couple clips for you there. I missed one, I made
We
one.
got floaters.
But also in the game, scoopers. Scoopers are back. You still get the cheese body-to-body
Still got the
scooper
cheesy
animation.
scoops.
They did not remove that. Now, the thing about this is, I don't even know if the devs know this is in the game. Like, once people found this move out, they did it a lot in Pro-Am. I know some people did it in the stage. It was a bit more of a sweaty move, but basically, you could just body through somebody even if they had a 99 strength.
Regardless
and you
of
had no
strength and
strength
all
had
that,
nothing
like,
to do with
makes
it, and
no
that's why
sense.
I'm not sure the devs even know this is in the game. So that body-to-body, like, scooper cheese layup animation is still a thing, and it is still
Oh, they gotta
very
fix
effective.
that.
I greened some yellows with it, and most of them said open. Now, also with that, there's some cool new animations like that, where it's like the dude's kind of pushing LeBron in the back, and it just looks cool, and overall, layups did feel very, very effective. Now, again, it's against the AI. Like, we have to wait and see how it feels online, but overall, layups, they felt good. The D-Book floater's back, the scooper's back. Even if you don't get the scooper cheese layup, like where you the body-to-body scooper cheese, just even regular scoopers felt good. I greened a lot of layups, and then even like with the smaller players, like if they take you out of a dunk, you can green the layup. Those of you that were asking me to test the layups, I would definitely say for those of you that love layup builds and all that, it's definitely going to be viable.
Probably cut.
Again, there might even be some good new layup animations. We'll have to wait and see, you know, if we find like something even better than the D-Book floater this year or whatever. But definitely was fun to do the layups. There's some cool new animations that I noticed, and for those like more sweaty players, the D-Books have our answer. We touched on paint defense a little bit already when we were talking about the meter dunks, but it felt pretty good in terms of like if you kept your body between somebody and the hoop, you could definitely wall up. Chase down block right there with LeBron, definitely can still, you know, chase people down. Nothing crazy there. But did the computer make some red layups on me? Absolutely. You know, did they make some yellows on me? Absolutely. I think it all depends on your positioning and then also your rating and your badges.
Probably
Anytime I feel like I was on
timing as well.
a good enough defender and I got my body in position to stop
Like,
a
knowing
drive,
when to jump.
I feel like I got the stop pretty
Yeah.
consistently. Also, when I was doing the meter dunks, like I said, it was much harder to meter dunk on a Draymond Green than it was on a Kyrie Irving. So I think size, but then also attributes matter. Like Draymond's defense and badges are definitely a lot better than Kyrie's when it comes to inside. So I think that's also a big factor to take into consideration. But we'll have to wait and see. Okay, here we go again. Post scores.
Right
Well,
to the post.
every year. They're going to be godly, bro. They're going to be godly. I'm telling you that right now. You still get the spin throw animations. The post hooks felt good. The post fades felt good. And Joel only has gold post badges. So there's 2 tiers up. All right, you can go to you can go to Hoff, and then you could go to Legend. So a pure post scorer with Legend post badges. Let's get ready.
That might be
That's all.
nasty.
Let's get ready. They're back.
You might have to go back
They're
to
back
pure
again.
rims this year,
They're
son.
back. The fades felt obviously Embiid has a really good mid-range rating and post control rating and all that. So the fades with him did feel extremely good. I don't think we're gonna have as high a rating on if you made a 7-3 post score. But I guess potentially you could if you went small wingspan. But anyways, my point is post scores are back. They're gonna be godly. You can still throw people. The drop steps felt really, really good. The hooks, the fades. This was with gold badges. Imagine Legend. Y'all get the point. On and on and on. Post scores, yet again, they're gonna be godly. Another thing to test was the blowout dribble. Now you do it with the flicking the right stick up, and I'll be honest, it did feel better than 2K24. It definitely felt like you could actually kind of get downhill with it. In terms of just getting separation from the opponent, it did feel better, but I was playing against the AI, of course. We got to see when there's another human being sprinting as fast as he can to try to catch up to you. When it comes to ankle breakers, I really only got one, and I didn't even do it on purpose, and it was on a hop jumper, unfortunately. So, are ankle breakers back? Are they going to be effective? I'm not really sure. But one thing I will say was when I was dribbling on the perimeter a lot, I would get oohs and ahs from the crowd, and like I wasn't getting any crazy ankle breaker. It was almost like I was getting stun animations just from doing like small little combos. So it almost seemed like it worked as ankle breaker, but also tight handles. If y'all remember tight handles, we get those stun animations, and it wasn't like anything crazy in terms of the stuns. But I heard the crowd every time I saw the defender wobble, even just a little bit, you know, ooh, we'll
probably
see
shoot
once we
like
get
quick
online.
peeks out of those
I didn't
little
like spam
stumbles,
to get ankle breakers all that often, but everyone else I talked to said they barely got any. All right, a lot of you guys asked me about Patty Mills' jump shot because it was so good in 24. And I'm gonna be honest, it's still fast. Obviously, this is the actual Patty Mills jump shot. I wasn't able to create a custom Patty Mills with different releases, but it is still really fast. It feels relatively the same as last year. Depending on shot contests, and depending on, obviously, once, you know, 2K Labs gets in and tests all the green window sizes for the bases and the releases and all that, it will determine if it's going to be the best shot in the game again. But in terms of speed and visual looks and everything, I mean, Patty was still pattying. I'm going to be honest, Patty was still pattying, so it might be one of the best shots on the game again. We'll have to see, and a big determining factor on why Patty Mills was the best shot on 24 was the contest system. Just for whatever reason, just Patty would just register opens almost all the time. Like even the 5% contests on 24 looked like they should have been reds. Like it was crazy in terms of negating contests. That's why it really was a crazy, crazy shot on 24. So we'll have to see how that plays out on 25, but it is still on 25.
Liking how the peaks
still
look in the
fast.
game.
It looks the same. So for those of you that wanted me to test Patty, there's your quick little review. Well, that's my NBA 2K25 gameplay breakdown. If you're looking for my NBA 2K25 My Player Builder breakdown, click that video on the screen right there. You don't want to miss that.
Alright, yeah, we're gonna wrap this video up, man. This was let me know if this was a well-informed, informational video. I personally think that this video is pretty informational. Like I said, we're gonna have our own content coming, so don't worry about these little reactions that I'm doing. I'm just doing this before the game drop to start up a little, fan base or whatever the case is. Y'all gonna see how I get on the game. Y'all gonna see how I play the game. I'm willing to add y'all to play with y'all. We're gonna start up. I'm planning to start up a Pro-Am team this year, like actually taking it pretty seriously too. Let me know y'all builds or what position y'all think y'all might want to make. We're gonna get right this year, man. But that's it for the video. Make sure you subscribe, turn on noties, like the video. Don't forget the giveaway. Who does not want free stuff?